Welcome to the Informed and Oblivious podcast, episode 6. I am Programmer Phil, and this is Sound Guy Raymond. You're not going to be able to tell what we're talking about today from the intro, but today we are going to talk about crypto.
Ooh.
Yes, and not the dog from Superman. But before we get into that today, again, as always, guys, if you like what we do, give us a follow, subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment, tell everybody about the show. And again, you can find us on Rumble, YouTube, and Spotify. Now, before we begin on crypto, it is very important that I remind everyone again, we are just two idiots talking on the internet. This is by no means financial advice in any way, shape, or form. And full disclosure, I have a little bit of crypto, not much. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this. But seriously, guys, we're just talking about it for the fun of it. Don't take anything we say seriously. Don't take it as financial advice. If you're curious about the topic, do research on your own and talk to a financial expert, not us.
No. Put what he says, put it in your notebook, and then go put your whole life savings into that.
No. Don't do any of that. Don't do any of that at all. In fact, again, not financial advice, but usually not good practice to put all your eggs in one basket. Unless it's Berkshire Hathaway. No, I'm kidding. Not financial advice.
I don't even know what that is.
All right, that's topic for another day, I guess.
Anne Hathaway's company?
No, you don't know Berkshire Hathaway?
Nah.
Warren Buffett?
I know the name Warren Buffett.
Yeah. That's his stock thing. Like outperformed the stock market like fucking forever.
Cheeseburger in Paradise guy?
Yeah, usually it does at least as good as the market. Not the fuck you. Not the cheeseburger in Paradise guy, you idiot. But no, so usually it does better or at least performs to the market, but usually like the market will see like 10% growth, that shit will see like 30% growth. It's crazy. The main stock is like worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And he's retiring. But that's a topic for another day. So crypto, what do you know about it? Because I know you'd want to talk about it. What do you know? What don't you know? What do you want to know?
I know very little. I know that it's funny money, similar to stocks in some ways, but not really. I know that some people have like hard-coded wallets for it. Some people just use like Robinhood and shit. And I know that I am extremely unlucky, and it's usually not my thing it feels like gambling to me. So I generally stay away from it, but I am interested.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. You know my story of how I fucking turned down the early investment on that because it was explained to me poorly, and I'm like, who wants to buy this Monopoly money? Well, joke's on me. Everybody wants to buy this Monopoly money, apparently. But so you don't know anything about the founding or the technology behind it, nothing like that?
I know the word blockchain and that people use computers to, quote, mine it, which is a weird thing.
Yes. Okay. All right. So about as much as the average person.
Uh-huh.
So I know a little bit more about it now after going down a rabbit hole on it. And let me tell you, after going down the rabbit hole on it, if I had done this way back in the day, or I had done this before my little bit of crypto investment that I've done currently, I probably wouldn't invest anything in it at all because these people are fucking nuts. When I tell you that these people treat it as a religious experience, I'm not even fucking kidding. There was one guy like talking about it like he had like fucking basically met God. I'm just like, guys, this is
a new
not.
Coin?
No, yeah, somebody did start Jesus Coin though. but no, it's just I was trying to find out the factual information about it, and it's literally like a fucking cult. I can now see why people are like the crypto people are fucking insane because they fucking are. And don't come for me, crypto mafia, but you guys are fucking nuts. like I literally watched one video where the guys like commented is like, yeah, God sent us Satoshi Nakamoto and then he sent us Bitcoin. Like making fun of like the way that this guy was talking about like, oh, the spiritual existence with knowing that like fucking real money today isn't money and the crypto is the new money and blah, blah, blah. It's all fucking bullshit. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. The only thing that you have to know is that it was started by this guy, Satoshi Nakamoto, who nobody knows who the fuck it is. Some people theorize it's a group of people. We've gotten some more emails that got released during a court case recently where somebody's trying to claim that he's Satoshi Nakamoto to try to be able to like.
So it's like a pen name?
Yes, to be able to copyright Bitcoin. But all it's really proving is that more than likely Satoshi Nakamoto was not a group of people, but one guy that developed the whole fucking thing. Which is kind of crazy because Bitcoin comes off of the heels of people trying to do eCash before, which was still backed by the banks. So not a decentralized currency. It was all bankers approving it. Satoshi Nakamoto comes around in 2008, right after the big financial collapse. So when everybody was getting bailed out in the big markets, suddenly this guy shows up on internet forums trying to make a currency kind of for the digital age. Really, he just wanted a decentralized way of tracking money exchange. And I don't think it was based out of Bitcoin being a currency, honestly, with everything that was going on at the time. I think he wanted traceability and accountability for money transactions. Because a lot of the shit that was going on behind the scenes of that people don't really realize. One, there's a lot of funny money things with the banks and the whole wrapping up all the mortgages together and wrapping shitty ones with good ones to kind of like obfuscate the whole issue. There's the fucking the Department of not Department of Justice, the military basically losing fucking $2 trillion. That one going missing. That was all the way back to 9/11, and they haven't passed an audit. I think since the 1980s. Whole big other issue. There was a lot of shenanigans with the banks at the time too, and the bailouts and the money and where that went. So I think while it became a currency thing, I think at the core of it, he was trying to add traceability to money exchanges in a way that couldn't be fudged by the system. So in about bringing this about, he combined this proof of work thing with this hash algorithm. So hashing is a cryptography thing. I tried to find several videos about it to explain it to me better. None of it made, yeah. But the problem is nobody can explain to me what the fucking algorithm is. Every fucking video that I found is just like, you put in this and you get out that. I'm like, okay, cool. What's the fucking math behind it? It's a hash algorithm. Okay, cool. What is it? Like, what's the fucking algorithm? Because they say that it can't be worked backwards, which I don't think that's true. It could be worked backwards, but the problem is the rate that you would work it backwards, it would be worked forwards at an equal rate, so you'd never be able to catch up to the system. And I'll explain why that's important in a second. So the hash algorithm that they use for Bitcoin is SHA-256. And the way to explain that is SHA-1, it's just like a different hash algorithm, and it gets longer and longer and longer. SHA-1 was used for a very, very long time from like the NSA, shit like that, for like encrypting stuff. Well, kind of encrypting. It's not the same, but close enough. That was a very, very fucking long number. But the problem with hash algorithms is eventually the numbers get duplicated, and when you get to that point where things can be duplicated and you have crossover of numbers, you need a longer hashing algorithm. Okay. Because the whole thing about this is keeping unique transactions. Mm-hmm. So SHA-256, all you need to know is that it's a number so fucking large that you talk about like all the stars and astronomy in the universe. Mm-hmm. It makes astronomers look like they have nothing behind their fucking numbers. That's how big this fucking number is. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm going to go over it. I don't know how to say it. It's a lot of fucking trillion, quadrillion, bajillion, all this shit. You're like, what the fuck? It's like a
big ass like Google numbers.
Yeah, it's like Austin Powers when he's like, I'm now 100 million, quadrillion, quadrillion, like that fucking shit. Like it's super, super long. Then you add on top of this two unique identifiers of the person's ID on the nodes and the transaction ID. So when you add those two on top of that really, really long number in infinitum, it's almost impossible to duplicate the numbers. It may come out about one day that is a possibility, and that at that point they might have to do something to either fix the code and or a new coin will branch off of it, however it is. But it is so incredibly large that you're talking probably centuries down the road. Now, quantum computing might crack that number faster, but who knows? It's all speculation at this point. But basically, very, very long number. So the way that this whole mining and all of this shit works and the blockchain is that the proof of work system goes, I'm doing a calculation over here, you're doing a calculation over here, and while we're doing these things, we're racing to finish these blocks of code, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. Once we finish the block of code, you get a little bit of reward for your proof of work, a la Bitcoin. That was the way to reward the people that solved the code sequence first, and then you move on to the next block. Now, in these blocks of code are embedded transactions in Bitcoin. It's not just the work, it's also the ledger. So once they solve the block, and the way that I kind of got explained the way the block works is you're looking for a magic number that makes all of the numbers in the block start with the same sequence of numbers. So let's say like you want the beginning, you want this block to start with 73 zeros. So you find the magic fucking number, whatever it is, that makes that hash algorithm work so that everything in that block is going to start with that. Once you've solved that, you've now created the ledger because, okay, you know this block is going to be these chunk of numbers marked to these transactions, right? So when you move on to the next block, you and every other node says, okay, we verify the proof of work and we're working on the next node. And the way that it verifies the transaction is because it puts unique identifiers in those previous blocks and hence the blockchain. So the next chain starts with the ending of the previous one. So that's the blockchain. So you've solved one block, chain that number sequence to the next one, and then continue to solve. And then the way that the proof works is the entire ledger uses whatever chain is the furthest down to prove the rest. So you can try to fudge the information in a previous block, like scam somebody, like say that you sent me something and then spoof it to make it look like you did, but you really didn't. And then 2 blocks later, it'll prove that you didn't send me that thing and it'll correct the ledger.
Oh.
Yeah, so the way that it really works is whenever that goes down, you'll do a transaction and then it waits a couple block sequences and then it says, okay, all these other ledgers have confirmed this block sequence. This is a legit transaction and that's what it looks like. So because of that, it's quote unquote decentralized, but the coin copies sent are really vulnerable to attacks and manipulations because the way you can easily take advantage of this system is if you own 51% of the nodes and the computing power, you can fake the entire blockchain because you will always have more nodes calculated than the people behind you. So because you have the most, you can fake the proof of work, you can fake all the information and basically invalidate the whole thing. So this was a concern early on with Bitcoin that a government would own 51% of the nodes and be able to attack it. Now, the problem was that got obfuscated with 51% of the currency, which wouldn't be good, but you can't manipulate it if you own 51%. You need 51% of the actual computer nodes doing these calculations. So because Bitcoin, unlike a lot of these other coins, has a cap of about 21 million coins is all that there will ever be mined. There's about 19 million right now. So we're about 2 million away from it just being done. And then there'll never be any more. But what you'll get after that point for the work that you do is you'll get the transaction fees going back and forth. So built into these blocks is there's fees for validating the transactions. So you'll get paid in that fee. And that fee will be in like fractions of a Bitcoin. It's not going to be in dollars. It's going to pay you in like, okay, I did this transaction for you. Now I get a couple Satoshis. A Satoshi is the lowest unit of a Bitcoin, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, they named it after the fucking guy that started it all. So the only way that this worked out with Bitcoin was the guy that started the whole fucking thing and was anonymous and nobody's been able to figure out who the fuck he was, where he was at, who he is. Nobody knows NSA. Was he just a fucking rogue guy? What the fucking purpose was. But basically, around the whole time that WikiLeaks happened, he fucking disappeared. He just stopped responding. He's like, the fucking Hornets are coming, and he disappeared off the fucking net. Because the WikiLeaks website was backed off of Bitcoin. So he got like super paranoid that they were just going to basically come after the whole Bitcoin network and shut the whole fucking thing down. So he dipped off the fucking net at that point, and nobody knows for sure they speculate just from the Bitcoin transactions at the time. But he basically, when he disappeared with 1 million Bitcoin, which today is like
A lot of money.
yeah. What the fuck? Like what's 1 million times 100,000? That's almost like what? That's 100 billion.
That's a trillion, right?
I don't know. Is it a trillion? Get the calculator. I don't know.
1 million times 100. Wait, no. Fuck. Why are you trying to make me math right now?
Well, it's a fuck ton of money, and it's important that it's a fuck ton of money. Because what I speculate, and others don't really speculate it, they think that like he's this fucking altruistic guy that's just been sitting on the fucking thing the whole time. So yeah, 100,000 times 1 million. Why does your calculator have a search bar?
It brought up Google instead of my calculator. I don't know why.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck you, Microsoft.
Where's my goddamn calculator at?
Who gives a shit? Just type it in there. You're the worst. You're gonna make me fucking unlock my phone and dead air this whole thing.
All right, I got the actual calculator app. It's on the wrong fucking screen. I'm turning around. All right.
Jesus fucking Christ! You got more monitors than fucking he's got.
Wait, no, that's 1 million.
Yes, times 100,000. Okay, so that's 1 million. Yeah, so 100 billion.
Okay, yeah, 100 billion. All right.
Yeah. So he basically disappeared with a coin amount that would be 100 billion that nobody has touched. Like he has not accessed that coin wallet since then.
Oh, so he's dead.
I don't think he's dead, but see the thing was the worth of those coins at the time that WikiLeaks was a thing. And the amount of effort this guy went through to remain anonymous, we now know from more of these like leaked emails from like the early days and shit. He put nothing in his name. He went through a lot of the people in the forum, asked them to put like the early servers and stuff in their name, to the extent that he sent them fucking cash in the mail to pay for like hosting these servers. Which nowadays you'd be like contacting the FBI, be like, what the fuck? But back then they're like, this is cool. Let's fucking go for it and figure it the fuck out.
Nigerian prince shit.
Yeah, like fucking wild, dude. Like I couldn't even imagine doing some shit like that today. But yeah, that's how fucking crazy he went. He was obfuscating his IP through a series of VPNs, spoofing it all over the fucking world. He was using an email server that made it look like he was in the UK, but when you timestamp all his activity on the forums with the emails that he sent, either he was in the UK or he was probably on the West fucking coast, because it was normal times are on the West Coast. It would have been insane times in the fucking UK. So like the guy would like type and use like slang that would be common here, but then type some words in like Commonwealth English, so like it looked like the UK. Like the guy pulled the impossible, where
Fucking
something like
paranoia to the degree, man.
yeah, well that's why some people think he was ex-NSA, because that's a level of fucking paranoia that like,
or maybe it was multiple people.
Maybe, but like the way they talk in later emails about like developing and like not having enough time to do things makes it sound like it was one guy just doing this whole fucking thing, working with a team of people on the forums, but himself like programming it. So people like to think there's this altruistic thing that he held on to this 1 million coins, and he's still holding on to these 1 million coins to like keep the whole fucking network going, and like in the early days to stop a 51% attack. In the early days, for sure, he operated a lot of nodes to stop this control of the network early on, to keep it decentralized. So making sure that when there was a very few amount of people, that he was in control of that blockchain and pushed it forwards is what led it to the point that it is now. Because if somebody had attacked it early on, it would have never got that way. There's a fork in Bitcoin where people had disagreed, and somebody started, I think it was like Bitcoin SV, some shit like that, some offshoot thing. And the people that offshoot it control 51% of the network. So right there, already a fucking scam. So that's why you got to be careful with a lot of these crypto scams. That's why the pump and dump thing's so easy to fucking do, because you just go in there and fake the data. But I speculate what happened with Satoshi, and the crypto guys are going to fucking come for me because he's like a god to them. I speculate he got paranoid as fuck. He thought the fucking government was going to come after him for all this fucking shit. We know from the fact that he was downloading emails onto that laptop that he was using a laptop separate from everything else. My guess is when he thought the government was going to crack down, he fucking destroyed the evidence. And I guarantee you, he destroyed that fucking laptop. It's not an altruistic thing. It's fucking, he got paranoid, bricked the evidence, and it's probably like, whatever, it's cool.
The 100 mil's just gone.
100 billion. Is just,
100 million
yeah,
Bitcoin.
that 100 billion is probably just fucking gone. And the guy, because he wants to remain anonymous, is never going to come forward about it. Now, there's other big financial people that are like, oh, I know who started Bitcoin. And when you find out, you guys are going to fucking, like, destroy it, like, right away. Like, I think it's bullshit. But it just adds to the mythos of this whole thing that's, like, just really an experiment of digital gold. Now, it's not the same as gold by any means. And it takes a lot of fucking energy is the other thing. As these things get more and more complicated to solve, it takes more and more energy to do them. Mm-hmm. So to get rid of the inflationary element, which the beginning he didn't think of, he just did the thing, and originally there was no cap. So to get rid of the inflationary element, he put a cap on it. Now, to make it so you didn't hit that cap like right away, about every 4 years or so, the amount of Bitcoins you get for the work you do halves. So that's why every 4 years you see like a spike in Bitcoin because a halving hits, and so now you're getting less reward for more work, and therefore the price of what you sell that for has got to go up in order for you to justify the energy costs for it. Which is why some governments ban the shit out of these things, because they're like, you're using so much fucking energy for what? Like, what are we doing here? Which is ironic with quantum computing coming around the corner. They're like, you can't do this for fake computer shit. We want to use the energy for our fake computer shit. So, like, it's created a fuck ton of controversy, but that's why it does so well, because it's got a cap on it and it's supposed to be like inflationary proof. Now, it'll never be a currency. It'll never be a currency at its transaction rate. So each block can handle about, well, not each block, but basically the rate of transactions that Bitcoin can handle is about 7 transactions, I think, a minute or a second, whatever the fuck it is. It's not fast. Like Visa can handle like 20,000 in the same time period. So this is meant to be like more of an asset like gold than a currency. If you wanted to be a currency, you'd have to be able to exchange that money very fast. So this is some sort of asset. What kind of asset it is, nobody knows. Because once we hit the fucking cap on it too, who knows what it's going to do when you're trying to like do all these calculations and do the fees. Like, it's a world that we haven't entered yet. It could be amazing. It could just fucking crash the whole thing. Because I think there's a thing in there, too, where the fees, like, slowly creep up. So, like, if that's going to happen, like, why would you ever, like, spend the currency?
It'll just become useless?
Maybe. I don't know. Again, it's an experiment. Nobody fucking knows. A lot of people will tell you that it will. A lot of people will fucking tell you all this crazy shit. I've seen people say that it's going to crash to zero. It's a fucking Ponzi scheme. I've seen people that say that it'll get up to 1 million of Bitcoin, which at that point, the lowest level unit of Bitcoin will be worth $1. Who knows? Somewhere in between, maybe. Maybe it's a fad that comes and goes. But Bitcoin is the real, like, main cryptocurrency. Now, there's other ones. I'm sure you've heard of Ethereum. Mm-hmm. So Ethereum is a funny one because that was started by an ex World of Warcraft player, ironically, who he was a warlock player, and they changed up something to fucking the warlock that completely fucked his class, and he got so fucking mad that he wanted to create a decentralized like system so that like he could maintain that kind of shit without control of an overarching like body. So he was so pissed at Blizzard he started Ethereum. Which is actually kind of fucking funny because I think Ethereum's worth more than fucking like Blizzard is now. So he started that whole decentralized network for that, and the difference was they were trying to justify the energy cost. So the difference between Ethereum and Bitcoin is Ethereum is made for you to program on top of it. Now the problem with that is you have a pre-existing blockchain via Ethereum. And instead of putting programs on top of it, which is what he was envisioning people would do, like program games, stuff like that, all those things you could do on top of Ethereum via the blockchain so that, like, if people, like, edited code, stuff like that, you could track the transactions, roll things back, do all this interesting shit. Instead, what people did, and it makes sense because if you give the opportunity to greedy people that are going to do greedy things, they just fucking built more coins on top of it. So because they didn't have to build a blockchain. The blockchain was already there. So they just used Ethereum's blockchain to spin off all these fucking shit coins on top of it. That's where you saw the rise of the meme coin, the Jesus coin. Fucking one guy even called his thing I think it was like the Ponzi scheme coin. Like he's like the white paper like literally just laid out this is a Ponzi scheme. And fucking they still made a fuck ton of money off of it for a short period of time. Even though he like was the most transparent of all these things. Like, yeah, this is fucking
Yeah, we're taking your money.
yeah, because none of that shit is regulated. They're slowly catching up on the regulation of this stuff, especially after the FTC, was it the FTC crash? Whatever the fucking crash was. What was the one where the guy was set up by his parents?
You're asking the wrong dude.
It was the fucking one that bankrupted Tom Brady. That's how Tom Brady got fucking like lost all his money. He was it was all over the fucking place. It's like one of those like Coinbase kind of fucking crypto things. It was FTC. Whatever. They were buying arena. It basically was a fucking Ponzi scheme. The assets weren't there. They were just lying to fucking people, getting millions of people to invest, and they were getting the underlying crypto, but they were like funneling it off to other things. So there was like a whole scam there too, because some of the shit was going to like Vote Blue and like all these weird things. But basically, the scummiest fucking parents of all time set their son up for this because the guy was an MIT grad. So they used the guy's credibility from being an MIT grad to be like, look at this fucking great new coin thing that we've done. And he talked a lot of technical jargon. But behind the scenes, his parents were financial experts from, I think, fucking Harvard. And they knew that this underlying asset wasn't regulated. And they knew how to manipulate it in a way to make a fuck ton of money where it wouldn't, like, come back on them. And they used their fucking son as the fall guy for this whole thing. And
douche move.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it's really fucked up. We could probably do a whole, like, another episode on that thing and what that was. I know it was I swear it was FTC. It's FT something, whatever the fuck. But, yeah, so Ethereum caused that whole rise in these meme coins, which then caused the fucking rise of the NFTs. Did you look it up, like, what it was? The crash.
FTC cryptocurrency scams. I mean, there's a whole shit ton.
Oh, yeah, it was FTC? That was the name of it?
Quite possible. There's a shit ton of hits for it, so.
Yeah. It was probably FTC then. I just feel like it. I'm like confusing it with the FCC. You know, that's why it's fucking like hitting my brain.
Maybe not. They all just say crypto scams. They don't actually.
Just look up the company that fucking the crypto company that scammed Tom Brady. That'll get you a hit.
There we
go. Because that was a pretty big one. Him and a lot of celebrities got scammed by that because they were like being like fucking
platform FTX.
FTX. That's what it is. Yeah. Dude, they had stadiums. They had celebrities making commercials for them and shit. It was like it was our modern day like Bernie Madoff. Like it was a legit like massive fucking Ponzi scheme where the underlying assets weren't there, and eventually like people called fucking bullshit on it, and the whole thing fell apart. It was crazy. The guy was like down in the Caribbean trying to avoid authorities and shit for a while. It's fucking nuts. And then they tried to like get some of the assets back to the people that were victimized, but there's large claims in that shit, and there's not a lot of coins to go around. So like, it basically just all went up in smoke. Which that's another thing that fucking people are all like, don't trade on crypto exchanges. Only use wallets. You know, really hold the coin. It doesn't really fucking matter because I'll clue people in on a secret. I trade crypto on Robinhood. Again, not financial advice. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't own the coins. Robinhood owns the coins. But I'll give everyone here a fucking clue with how that works too. When you trade stock, you don't own the stock. The exchange you're trading on owns the fucking stock. So there's no goddamn difference. When people are like, oh, but if it all collapses, they're going to take their money for you. Yeah, that's what they do with stocks already. So, like, I don't understand. We'll go into that another day. There's this fucking organization called the DTC, I believe is what it is. The DTC owns all of the physical paper stock in the fucking country and sells it to the fucking stock exchanges. So the asset is held by this one centralized company that then lends that asset out to these other financial exchanges, and then you buy it from them. So you're buying it from the people who buy it from the people who buy it from the people, and you don't hold shit.
So who has it to begin with?
The companies originally, but the companies give that stock, the paper stock, to this main rating company. And again, I believe it's the DTC. We'll do a thing on it later. But basically, they hold the paper stock. So if anything ever collapsed in a company and like the liabilities were held wide open, the people that they're responsible for are not to you. They're responsible to the person who holds the physical fucking paper stock. You're just like borrowing it. That's how you get that fractional stock trading that they do now, where like, oh, you could buy $1 of this stock. No, the fuck you can't. It's a fucking physical piece of paper, and it always has been. It still is now. And what you can do, you can request your physical fucking paper stocks, but a lot of these stock exchanges, when you do that and you request it to be sent to you, you get sent into a different category of trader on their fucking website, and you're not allowed to do the like regular digital trading anymore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they will only sell your paper stock because they want to dissuade you from that because you don't own the asset, they own the asset. Just like you find out when you mortgage your house, until that fucking mortgage is paid off, you don't own shit. The mortgage company owns that fucking thing. That's why if you claim insurance, you got to run everything by them. But yeah, so same kind of thing there. So I don't worry about it because like, oh, they could fuck you over with the coins. Yeah, they fuck you over with stocks anyway. So like, who gives a shit? Like, play with house money. I really don't fucking care. Besides, the crypto wallet thing can really fuck you up because if the wallet gets fucked up, if the thing you have it on gets corrupted in any fucking way, you forget your keys for that fucking wallet, it is gone. And it's not like a safe in your house where you can crack it open if you fucking forget the combo and get your gold out. Like, if that digital thing gets corrupted at all, you are just fucked. There's that guy that's digging through the landfill right now to try to find his hard drive with 1,000 fucking coins on it. But here's the thing. If his hard drive's fucked up, it doesn't matter. It's lost. He's banking on the fact that somebody could recover that data off of there anyway. It's fucking nuts. So I'd rather trade it through like the exchange where everybody's just like buying it back and forth and who fucking cares. At least like those stock exchanges have a little bit more credibility than the other ones. But yeah, if you're interested in talking about it, we could go over that one day. Did you ever like know about the GameStop stuff and all that shit and the hype around that?
Nah, everyone was real excited about it for like 10 minutes.
We'll go into that another day because like I'm kind of like splitting topics here because that's another interesting like financial manipulation thing, which kind of led to this whole, well, not that, but stuff like that led to like the Bitcoin and that whole crypto boom. But yeah, I know I've been talking for a long time. I know you look a little bleary-eyed over there.
No, we've only been going for like 35 minutes.
But I know, but I've been mostly like yammering on for 35 minutes. Usually we get a little bit more back and forth. But that's the long and short of the crypto. So now that I've educated you on the crypto, what do you want to know more about it?
I was hoping that you were going to be like, yeah, this is what crypto, this is good. You're not making me want to invest. You're making me go, I'll stay away from it.
Well, again, like the critics back and forth on it, again, by no means financial advice, people. We are just two idiots on the internet. Like it's 50-50 either way. The only thing I've learned over the years is fucking to go with my gut on things. And a little while ago, I put some back in after like buying, because like fucking the same thing. I put money into Dogecoin right before it fucking blew up, and I pulled the fucking money out. I'm like, God damn it. If I had just left it sitting there, I would have like made so much fucking money. So like these things I'm just like leaving and sitting them more. My gut tells me it's gonna go up, but who the fuck knows? It's like gambling. It really is. And to be honest, like the stock market for most people is just gambling. You can leave the stuff in for financial like over time. If as long as you leave stuff in, more often than not you'll make money. Sometimes you lose money, but like unless you're privy to information that most people aren't, you have a feeling that like, oh, I'm in this fucking industry and I see this thing coming up. Maybe I should invest in it. Like it's just gambling. It's all fucking gambling. So if you want to gamble some money on it, fuck it. Who cares? all I will say is let me go and look at the fucking thing on it because I think it's 1,000x in the fucking past 5 years. So like pretty decent gamble. Like even if you put a couple bucks in it, and that's a nice thing because you could buy like a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a coin. Like it doesn't really cost you much if you want to get into it. The nice thing I will say about crypto, because it's not regulated in that way, and things change all the time, people. So if you're listening to this episode in the future, do your research first before you do any of that. But from what I understand, because it's not regulated in that same way, you could practice day trading on crypto, which is very nice. Because if you're trying to get into the day trading field and you're trying to like learn how to do all of that and the candle wicking and the whole like
what?
The candle wick. So
if
you see on the Bitcoin, you see like how I have it like that as opposed to like a normal like little fucking like tremor chart. See how it's tremor chart?
Okay, I don't know the difference of what you just showed me in that.
Yeah, well, the other way is like the candle wick chart. So what this shows, they call it candle wicks because you have the little candles, and then you have like the things. So that's where the bulk of the trading action goes, and then you have price movement points in those candles in that trading action time that will spike up or down. So those are like the candle wick.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about it. You're not trying to day trade. But basically, if you're trying to day trade and break into that thing, you can go in there and trade, especially with some of the like little shit coins that are like fractions of a fraction of a cent. Like you could go Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu's not even worth the fucking cent. You put $10 in, fuck around with the day trading thing, put trend lines in to see like, okay, it's going to do this, and basically come up with your strategy. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit more chaotic than most markets, so like it's not perfect, but they don't lock you into the day trader thing where like if you do a certain number of trades back and forth within a week on the same like stock action, they consider you a day trader. They lock a certain amount of money in your account, and then you're set to a whole new set of fucking rules. It's crazy. That's shit that they set during the .com bubble, the whole day trader thing, because they started keeping people that were manipulating the financial markets to a higher standard. They're like, if you're trading back and forth, you are better than the average person, and we're going to hold you to a mark better than the average person. And
that's cool.
Yeah, well, it isn't. It's fucking. It kind of like created a barrier to like that kind of shit. So it depends who you talk about, or you talk to. Why is my phone fucking frozen? Said day trader too many times and it froze my fucking app. What the fuck? Hold on. I do want to load this though, because I want to like get the number right for what it did in the past 5 years, which is why fucking.
So like crypto in general or a specific coin?
Talking about Bitcoin.
Oh, okay.
What did I say? Day trader too many times and Robinhood just fucking like straight up crashes?
Yeah, man.
They're like, you want to be a day trader? No, I don't. What the fuck?
I don't know. I can't help you. It's your phone, not mine.
It is. It's like fuck now. Let me disconnect my VPN and reconnect my.
Don't worry
VPN.
about the number. What were you getting at?
No, because I wanted to get you the number because you're like, Robinhood isn't responding. Yeah, I closed it already. Why didn't it close? There we go. But no, because you wanted to know like, is it too late? Is it crazy? You know, with everything that's going on, like should you do it? Should you not do it? Again, not advice, but from the past 5 years, and it does have its peaks and valleys. Mm-hmm. But from if you had bought it 5 years ago from today, it has increased 1,002% in its value in the past 5 years. So like again. Talk to financial advisors, set a plan for what you want to do for your future. But if you're going to treat like the stock exchange like a fucking casino and you want to throw a couple bucks, I'd say there's pretty good odds on that thing. Even in the past year, so like crypto's been going up and down wildly lately, Bitcoin has. But in the past year, if you had gotten it a year ago, it was worth like 50K and now it's 100K. So you would have fucking 2x'd your money in that time. Okay. So again, it's very volatile. I'm not going to say it's not. It's akin to like the same way that penny stocks are volatile, where like there's big movements, there's potential to make big money, but there's potential to lose big money too. So again, do your own research, people. There's huge up and downside swings to this, but it really is. I encourage people to look into it. It's a fucking cult behind the fucking thing. It's crazy. They're like, this is the new money. This is the new gold. This is gonna save the world. I'm like, you people are fucking. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. It's crazy the amount of YouTube videos that you find on the founding of this shit where they act like it's our fucking Lord and Savior Satoshi Nakamoto. Like it like, from somebody who's a Christian, fucking hearing the shit, I'm like, I can spot a religion when I hear one, and I'm like, stop trying to convert me to the fucking the fucking Bitcoin religion, dude. I'm not gonna become a man of the Bitcoin cloth. Like, what the fuck? It's like fucking Futurama when Fry became the space pope. like that's what it seems like when these people are fucking talking about this shit. I'm just like, okay, like I get it. He's a guy that came up with a thing. And much like most people that came up with like things like that and like didn't stick around, like they fucking fell into anonymity. Like people don't realize how much early tech shit was just people stealing shit. Like fucking Bill Gates stealing Xerox fucking OS and then making Microsoft. Like there was so much stuff online back then that people would steal, take credit for, and like didn't stick around to be like, yeah, I founded this thing. They made the whole fucking movie about Zuckerberg and fucking Facebook, like how he did those guys dirty. I didn't watch it either, but like the whole story behind that. So like when they're like, oh, this guy's a saint. I'm like, no, he probably legitimately was a crazy person on the internet, came up with a revolutionary idea, and then got paranoid. People were coming after him and destroyed all the evidence. And you know why? Because I'm a paranoid person, and that's something I would totally fucking do. Like I'd be on the brink of coming up with something revolutionary, and fucking, oh, the government's after me, break everything, like whether it's true or not, and then you kick yourself in the fucking ass later, like I have for every failed like investment thing in my lifetime, where it's like, oh, I should have done that thing and I didn't, and then fucking like much how your luck is with gambling, that's how mine is with investments. Where like
that's what I want.
Yeah, where like I should have done that fucking thing and I didn't, and it like 10x'd, and I'm like, what the fuck? Even with the vaccine stuff. So like I was invested in this little medical fucking company before COVID happened and everything, just because I thought they were interesting in what they did. So they were trying to make experimental vaccines for rare genetic conditions. Mm-hmm. So things that affect a very small amount of people, but the treatment for them is fucking outrageous. So like they would make a shit ton of money because of the fact that they were able to come up with vaccines to treat these things. And I invested in them part because I saw a good potential, but also because I liked what they were doing. They went to clinical trial with the one thing. It failed fucking tremendously. The stock went from like $12 a share down to like $2, and I was like, fuck. And so like I sold it like on like the down upswing of that shit, right? COVID hit, that same fucking company, their stock price went up to, I think it was $420.
Jeez.
I was like, motherfucker, if I just held the shit. So like that's my new theory for a lot of stuff. Fucking, if I don't need that money, diamond hand. Like it's just sitting there. I'm not gonna fucking touch it. Like good if policy. I don't need it for a rainy day fund, nothing, it's just staying there. Don't touch that shit, leave it. Because this was said, my track record is my investment choices tend to be good. My pullout game is weak. So I'm not pulling out anymore. I'm just leaving them shits in, and they're going to bake.
Well, if my investment luck is anything like my gambling luck and you want to tank something, let me know. I'll buy it.
Yeah, maybe. Fucking, but like, yeah, that's why, like, again, it's all a fucking gamble. Unless you trade in things that are more stable, and then at that point, if you're trading in things that stably grow to like the fucking the market pace anyway, you might as well just fucking put yourself in like a high yield, high interest savings account. Mm-hmm. Something that's going to lock you in at like 5%, which fucking ain't that great with fucking inflation and whatnot. But again, we're part of the generation that's never going to retire anyway, so fuck it, who cares? We'll do the shit till we're 80.
I got one coworker. It's stock market, not crypto, but he talks about you should. Why aren't you doing it? He's like, checking the graphs on his stocks and shit. And I'm like, no, it's fucking gambling. I don't gamble when I'm not doing shit. He's like, no, it's not gambling. I'm like, it's kind of gambling. He's like, no, you gotta like read about it and see who's like, what company's doing what and what's on the rise. And I'm like, all right, so how you doing right now? He's like, well, I just lost $3,000. I'm like, it's fucking gambling.
Yeah. It's like fucking people at the horse track. Oh, you know about this horse and their pedigree? They're going to do well today. That's like the same line that gamblers use at the horse track. But people don't think it's gambling because they're thinking like, oh, slot machine or like fucking blackjack. But no, you're using the same line of thinking that horse track bet people use. Oh, this horse is they haven't come up for a while. This one's really gonna come up today. Like fucking.
His trainer's been trying something new. He's gonna.
Yeah. It's the same line of logic. And again, unless you really know about an industry or you've been paying attention to something for a while, you don't notice where these trends are. And I hate that shit so much where millionaires will have this thing of like, oh yeah, I made all this money because fucking I was listening to my teenage daughter talk about such a thing, and when I heard him talking about that, I knew this whole fucking thing was going to come up. Like, yeah, or the guys that you fucking rub elbows with are the ones that told you, oh yeah, this thing's going to fucking come up, and you invested in it. But you can't say that because that's insider trading. So you say, oh yeah, I paid attention to the shit that my kids were doing, and I knew it was going to be a hot ticket thing.
I mean, even if it is the former thing, like, yeah, it's just the one you made money on. Like, how many things did they invest in that fucking tanked?
Yeah,
but they
never tell you about that.
So it doesn't matter.
They never tell you about that shit.
If you've got millions of dollars to spread across multiple things, one of them hits for 10 times, there you go. You made your money back.
Yeah, it's the same shit thing with all the shit coins. People are like, oh yeah, I made all this money. It's like, yeah, you fucking throw a dart at the wall enough times, you're going to hit the target. Like, it's just the fucking odds. It's like, how much did you lose on all those other ones? I don't want to talk about it. Fucking, like, it kills me with that shit. But yeah, I really hate it when rich people tell you that. Because, like, really, I firmly believe 99.9% of the rich people that say, oh yeah, I saw this certain trend by, like, observing this certain thing. It's because they talked to their fucking rich Harvard buddy that was like, yeah, you should invest in this. But it can't say that because, again, that's insider trading. And you get in a lot of fucking trouble for that.
Yeah, we're about to make this big deal.
Or if you're Congress, another day that ends in Y.
Ooh.
That's why they made that, like, Nancy Pelosi trader app, dude. She's better than Warren Buffett in fucking...
FBI, open up!
Yeah. She's better than Warren Buffett in fucking her stock trading, But that one, it's legal. It's legal. That's fine. Not insider trading. Can't drug test Congress either. Perfectly legal. Perfectly legal. Oh my god, dude, drives me nuts. But yeah, like I really really hate all that shit. Oh yeah, my daughter was playing with such and such toy, and I just knew this company was gonna make fucking millions. The only ones I believe to that kind of shit is the Shark Tank show, which Shark Tank has legitimately made a lot of fucking money for some of these companies because they're like, yeah, I like your invention, and it takes off and it makes fucking millions.
Yeah.
Like that, I believe. But when you're like, yeah, my kid with, I don't believe it. I don't believe you at all. You're lying to me. Bullshit.
Yeah, but most of the Shark Tanks are like, yeah, it's like, hey, they present you with an idea. A lot of the companies are like, have already made millions of dollars. They're like, they just want to like blow up and expand more.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's like for the most part established shit already. So yeah.
Yeah, they just need a little bit of investment capitalism and it takes off. Or like the network. So like a lot of the Shark Tank guys have the distribution network that these places are missing, But yeah, the other ones, like the stock shit is just fucking gambling. And even when you listen to these day trader things, the fucking guys doing day trading are the same as gamblers. They all have a system. They follow that system, and sometimes that system really pays off for them. And it's just playing the fucking odds. Like and they are like degenerate gamblers every day, trading on the stock market. And yeah, it works out for them, but you only see the fucking success stories. You never see the stories about the ones that end up fucking living in their parents' basement, homeless on the street, like that shit. Like, that's what people need to realize when you see all these financial success stories of fucking all over the internet. Yeah, those are like the 1% fucking winners. You don't see the 99% losers on the other end of that fucking streak. Like, Because if it was that fucking easy, we'd all just be making money off the stock market.
Small tangent. You ever watch Shameless?
Yeah.
See the one episode where like he delivers like pizza or whatever to the one like day trader's house. Like he's like getting into it. There's just like computer in the middle of the room, and he walks up to his computer and he like clicks a button. And the dude's like, "The fuck are you doing? Get away from my computer!" And he's like, "We had the currency set wrong." And he goes, "Oh, you just made me like $3,000." And then he doesn't tip him.
What a piece of shit. Yeah, fucking no, I didn't see that episode, but yeah, that's basically what it's like. And like a lot of these like trading things and whatnot too rely on you like pumping up their fucking thing. So join the Discord, find out what we're doing, trade on these things. Thanks for trading on the thing for me.
Ponzi scheme.
Yeah. No, it's all pump and dump thing. But like, oh no, it's not that. It's just
MLM.
Yeah, it's just here's the course that I train you on how to trade stuff. Now, here's what I trade. You don't have to trade that, but here's what I trade. It's like, yeah, and then you're going to trade the shit that the fucking person's teaching you
he
on.
says he's making money on. Yeah.
Yeah. And all you're doing is making them money because now they know you're going to... Like, I never understood how the fucking guy, the Mad Money guy on, like, NBC was, like, allowed to do a thing where he's like, yeah, you should invest in this. Like, how's he not pumping and dumping on the fucking back end? Which he's got to be because they have the Mad Money index, and it's, like, the opposite of the Nancy Pelosi index. So basically, if you do the opposite of what the Mad Money guy says, you'll make so much fucking money. But I think like the Mad Money guy has like on average with all his investment stuff has had like a negative 46% return.
Jesus.
Which like it's like, oh yeah, like I don't get how he does it because like they have the disclosures, but I don't think he discloses like, yeah, I do or don't own these things. You know, like, or that he's shorting these fucking things, which is crazy. But yeah, we kind of veered off the fucking crypto track to like money because fucking I hate all of that shit. It's so fucking gummy.
Yeah, you hate everything. That's the whole point of this podcast.
Yeah, well, I mean maybe, but no. I just like I hate that fucking making money for nothing shit. Like you're not doing any benefit to society other than fucking screwing a fuck ton of people over, like a la like the fact too that like all these publicly traded companies like rely on that stock price. So like you fucking tank a company's stock through your fucking market manipulation, that translates into real life jobs lost, people not getting raises, fucking shit like that, and they're like, oh, look at all the money that I made. Fuck you, dude. Like honestly,
no product or service provided whatsoever, just literally spending money to make
yes. Money. And the whole point of the stock market originally was you were supposed to fucking believe in the company that you were investing in, so you wanted to grow with that company, put money in to invest and grow that company. That's why I think shorting stock should be illegal. I think it's perfectly fine to bet on a company being successful. I think that shit where you bet on a company failing should be illegal because they manipulate the market to make that shit happen. Like, oh, look at all the fucking short contracts on this shit. The thing's going to tank. You should pull your money out now. You should pull your money out now. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but, you know, look at the signs. You know, like, it's all fucking manipulation on the back end. That, again, all they do is take advantage of the dumb people at the bottom that have no fucking idea.
How does that make people money?
It makes the people at the top a fucking shit ton of money, not the people at the bottom. What do you mean? They get you to invest in something, or they get you to fucking pull out of something, and they come in and swoop in and take the fucking the money from that. So like they get you to pump up a stock, and then they sell right before the bottom falls out, or they get you to pull out of a stock and they buy at the fucking bottom before it goes up.
Okay.
Like all of it, like because they have high level fucking information.
So
on
they're banging
stuff.
on swinging back up afterwards.
Yeah, it's like, did you ever see The Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what they do all the time. They fucking get people to invest their money like fucking suckers. To be like, oh yeah, it's really going to fucking be great. But they make commission and contracts off of these things.
Gotcha.
Or like even the people like investing in the market, like they all have like things to play. Oh yeah, I bought $20,000 of this or 20,000 shares of this thing. And meanwhile, I'm a fucking journalist. I'm going to tell you, oh, look at all this fucking crazy shit over here. It's not a good time. Not a good time. You know, and like the full financial disclosures aren't always there, and nobody's going to go after it. It's a big long fucking thing to rant about the financial system And again, maybe we'll go in another day about like stocks and that whole, bullshit there, and how our whole financial system's kind of fucked because of that, like fiduciary thing. And I've touched on it before, but crypto, again, more specifically Bitcoin, was supposed to be something to break away from that system. And that's why people are so like, hoorah, we should fucking back this thing and go forward with this thing. But again, part of the issue with not knowing who created it is we don't really fully understand the motive behind it. We think we do. A lot of people think they do. But it could be more nefarious than you think it is. Who the fuck knows?
We'll find out when it's done.
Yeah, again, right now it's a fun thing to play around with. Fucking, again, not financial advice, but if you got a couple bucks to spare, just like gambling, do it responsibly. If you have a gambling addiction, please seek help. There's the fucking call lines for that. But if you got a couple bucks to spare, you're not going to lose your rent, you're not going to lose any of this shit, and you want to dump it in something, fucking dump it and see what happens. Just leave it sit there. Let it sit, let's see if it grows. It's like if you want a low effort plant, you get a cactus and just let it sit there.
Some aloe vera.
Yeah, just let it sit, see what it grows. I will say the fucking shit coins are way more volatile, but like fucking like if you just want to like leave it in Bitcoin and see what happens, go for it. Fucking go nuts.
Fun fact, I killed an aloe vera plant once.
How'd you do that?
I forgot it was there. Basically, when I was living at my dad's house by myself, I sort of forgot that the thing was in the fucking kitchen. Like months later, I looked at it and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
They don't require much water, but they do require some.
Yeah, they do. You need to water them a little bit. Even cactuses need a little bit of water. Like, please believe me. But yeah, any other questions about this crypto experiment?
Yeah, I'll probably squeeze some more details out of you later and get like a Robinhood thing or whatever. But
yeah, I will say the NFT thing that popped on top of that, complete scam. And we all knew it was a scam to begin with. And fucking people fell for that shit all the time. You know what the NFTs are, right?
Non-fungible tokens.
Yes, but you know what they were doing, right? They were selling the fucking idea that you could...
okay, yeah, so yes. So you could own the meme. You could own the image or whatever.
Yes. You could turn it into a licensable digital asset, which is fucking asinine because I can just snip anything on the internet and post it anywhere. Yeah. And like they're like, oh, we could sue you. No, bullshit. You can't sue shit. If it's not watermarked, there's like no fucking way. And that's like they're like, oh, it's watermarked on the blockchain. Okay, good luck proving it in court. And that whole thing that started with that, by the way, was the big one that popped it all off was this. I think it was Bebo or whatever the fuck, some internet artist that like had gained a lot of traction, partnered with this guy. And basically what they did was scam everybody because he put this NFT of his artwork up for auction. And the guy that he's been partnering with on the back end that was part of this whole crypto exchange thing fucking got the winning bid at like $24 million. So for the price of that fucking exposure and that like fucking like come up to his business, he just like fucking took a $24 million write-off basically to be like, oh my God, look at how crazy the NFT market's blowing up. Bought all this shit with all this money. Yeah, it was their fucking company's money to begin with, and it talked to artists for fucking months beforehand. And this is all shit that came out after the fact, but people are like, oh my God, it's crazy. NFTs are popping off. They won this at auction for this much. It's nuts. Yeah, he artificially bid the shit up. But that's what I'm talking about, and why you got to be careful is because there's no regulation to a lot of this shit. That because the government's slow as fuck. The government's barely caught up to the internet, let alone this shit. So fucking, there's nothing to stop these scams from happening. It's like, yeah, you got scammed out of your money. You could try to sue these people for fraud, but good luck because you ain't got money like that. They do now because they scam the fuck out of you. Like, you ain't got the lawyers to fight that shit. It's crazy. And if you do the class action shit, okay, they'll pay out the lawyers and you get nothing. It's fucking, it's
What
stupid.
happened to that Facebook class action?
I don't know. People get some money. We were talking about that at work the other day where people just end up for the class action lawsuits all the time to get like a couple fucking bucks here and there. And it sucks because class actions in theory sound amazing But the people that make the most money off of those are the lawyers. The lawyers take like a fucking like 20-30% fee from the whole fucking thing, and then everything gets paid out to the millions of people in the class action. And all the fines for these things are like a slap on the wrist. Like when fucking Johnson and Johnson got fined for Purdue. When Purdue got fined for the fucking the opioid thing, and they're like, oh, it's $5 billion, but they made $20 billion. Oh, sorry. Whoops.
Or any of the companies with the like Forever Chemical shit.
Yeah. Teflon. Go with that one day. Teflon shit's great. Got microplastics in our brain, non-stick fucking material in our blood. Fucking.
Good, I don't want my blood sticky.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. The fines are nothing. It should really be, you should be fined double the profit you made off of these actions. If you did that, this shit would stop overnight. But instead, you tell me, yeah, the price of making $20 billion is $5 billion. Okay, sure, no problem.
Yeah, at the very least, cut them even. Make them give all the money back.
Yeah. If you tell me that every time I make $20, I got to pay you $5, but all right, no problem. I'll keep doing that thing.
Crank that shit up. Every time I make $20, I got to pay you $19. I'm still making money.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. You have to make it so that they lose money, but they never do. Again, drifting a little bit on the financial system. But again, that's still kind of the core and the heart of the crypto. It's to try to break away from that whole thing and start a new currency. Uh-oh. Did you stop us?
I don't know what happened there.
Did we stop recording at some point?
I don't know.
Is it still recording now?
It's recording right now. I don't know what happened in this middle section.
Oh no, did we lose some shit?
Unclear.
Fuck. Where did, well, hold on. Pause for technical difficulty, people.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back. Turns out Windows sucks too. We're talking too much about financial shit and they're trying to erase us from the internet. Please help, guys. Fucking. See, this is how I know Satoshi Nakamoto just destroyed that fucking computer. Because I'm like paranoid to the point right now where I'm like, should we just delete this whole fucking podcast?
You're always paranoid.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I'm saying. I can imagine somebody more paranoid than me being like, yeah, fuck that. Just like fucking throwing that shit into the river Jumanji style. Like, I don't exist anymore, you know? But, any more questions about the cryptoverse? Crypto Jesus?
No, like I said, I'll sit down with you off podcast at some point when I've got some extra cash. So not anytime soon.
Yes, I will spend all his money, people. I will gamble his money wisely. I mean, invest his money wisely.
Yeah, whatever. It's gambling. I understand. That's fine.
But yeah, I hope people learned some shit here today. I know I rambled for a very long fucking point, but I'm telling you, I did hours of research into this shit. It is fucking crazy. I recommend, if you want a good afternoon, look up a couple of these videos and watch how these people talk about this shit. It is fucking insane. Insane. And I know it's insane because I've been dropping more fuckings than I have in any of these podcasts so far. I just like, dude, I'm like rolling my eyes at this shit at some point. I'm like, dude, like, can you stop like proselytizing me over the fucking like how I need to accept Bitcoin into my soul? like literally how they fucking talk. They're like, this will save you spiritually. I'm like, will it? A digital currency? I don't know about that.
Hey,
the blockchain's gonna save my soul.
What if it does?
If we're in the simulation, maybe it will. The blockchain's racing to save my fucking character. But anyway, folks, it's been a fun one. We'll talk about the financial stuff in an upcoming podcast because, as you could tell, I got a lot of shit to bitch about that one, and we'll go down that rabbit hole one fucking day, and it'll be fun. You guys will want to burn your money after that. But
is that legal?
Technically, yes.
All right.
Yeah. Flag burning's legal. technically you can get away with burning currency. Doesn't really matter because you're not affecting the money supply because it's all digital and bullshit anyway. And again, we'll get into that one later. But again, folks, if you like what we do, like what we've said here today, give us a follow, subscribe, drop us a like, leave a comment, share with everyone you know, and you can again find us on Rumble, YouTube, and Spotify.
So long, folks.
See ya.